fun.
Well, viewers, it's a very special occasion. As you can see, we have a threesome again. Not quite as good looking as last week with Chelsea, but Neil and the man we've named the Warriors Nut, Neil's good brother Mark, have joined us for another edition of Heads Up. This brings back a few memories, gents, of you guys on the couch at Nelson with the informants talking a load of you-know-what, previewing different races. Neither of you have aged a year in those probably 10 years since those videos, but great to have you lads on the show this week.
Yeah, we're too scared to look back at those old
years
ago.
Yeah,
at least. Yeah, got the Warriors jersey on.
Yeah.
He's more of a Warriors nut than I am, but I thought you would have given up the Warriors by now.
Why would I give up the Warriors? There'd be one reason to give up the Warriors.
Oh, all those grey hairs would start. Jesus Christ.
Oh, well, I thought I was doing better than you.
Anyway. Punting last week. Okay, good average in some respects, but that's the way punting goes.
We'll start with the bad, shall we? The get out of jail. We kind of threw the dice and went a little bit outside the normal square of a nice, comfortable place bet at that $1.20, $1.30 range, and we came unstuck, unfortunately. But that's punting. So apologies, team. That was my fault. I put my hand up and say we got that one wrong. Neil's one saluted. Actually won, didn't it, Neil? G-Trash? G-Tra? Why isn't it called G-Trash?
Yeah.
It's G-Trash, isn't it?
When it wins. No. When it loses, it's G-Trash. No, it won really well. Beat Nature Strip and the Get On guy.
Who's now bored.
Had their 16 grand on Nature's Strip to win. Jesus Christ. Poor bugger.
You wonder why.
Yeah. It was anyway, just going back to that head-to-head bet, we debated that quite a bit, and the alternative was Chosen Peak for a place, and Chosen Peak got fourth, so either way, we were going to get done. So anyway, thanks to those people who joined in at the start, and we had a long ride, real roller coaster ride, so we'll do it again some other day. Right, now last week, Avantage, I was going to punt her before the race, but when I saw her sweating up, did you see her sweating up?
It wasn't too bad, I didn't think. You thought it was quite bad?
Well, it was enough to put me off backing him. Basically, I had a gun in quaddies, but I was going to have a crack at it, but I thought, no, I'll leave it. But she was just very good, wasn't she?
Very good ride, got into the right spot. You could see at the 500 when Danielle kind of gave her a bit of a squeeze and she trucked up between runners, and they'd gone relatively hard early that she was going to be the one, but we did suggest Tavi Mack would be a bit of a value play, and he certainly gave his back as a sight. At the 250 there, you thought, well, he could hold on, but the mare was too good, and those that have backed her in the Hawke's Bay races would be feeling pretty good about themselves, you'd think, wouldn't you, gentlemen?
Yeah, sure. No, she's, I think Luke Kemmy's when Boys Get Paid mentioned he was on at $1.80 for a place for the Tarzino, yeah. So, they pay out now, shouldn't they? I said, she must improve off that, and Tavi Mack, he would need heavy rain to beat Avantage, but she's going to improve a ton out of that. So, and I'll tell you what, Van Cougar in that race.
Yeah, what's my say?
With a few dollars, it was in front 200 metres past the post, ran second in the Oaks last year. It's paying 26 and 9 for the Livermore. It's a definite middle distance horse. Big mare. Have a couple of dollars on that before.
We'll segue into Van Cougar shortly with something that you mentioned on Boys Get Paid Radio. But before we do that, we need to bask in the glory. That was the North-South game, and what a game of rugby it was. And the result was never in doubt. The South had it all under control right throughout the game. And the loyal faithful were probably getting in the queue at about half-time to collect their money, weren't they, Neil? Never in doubt.
Probably throwing tomatoes at the frickin' screen, didn't you?
What a finish. What a finish.
It was fantastic, wasn't it? Gutsy kick across there and took the right kind of kick doing the right go to oppose. So, great game.
Yeah, it was a good game, wasn't it? I mean, there was an elements of, shall we say, sort of barbarian style nature of throwing miracle passes at just about every opportunity, but there was some pretty high skill levels shown and a bit of passion, a bit of biff occasionally. So, no, I enjoyed it, actually. I'd say people now will be asking for a State of Origin type series, a 3-game north-south sort of
Good idea.
thing
Yeah.
to whether that could work in the new rugby calendar. Who knows? We don't know where we stand really with the whole international scene and COVID and the like. But
Yeah.
no, it was a good entertainment on a Saturday night. But on a Sunday morning, Neil, you were up bright and early, and I was just a bit later than you, and you debuted on the Sunday BGP radio show with Clado, Mark Clayton hosting, and you were first cab off the rank and talking about sectionals and times and ones to follow, and your Vancouver stuff was very interesting.
Yeah, no, it was. It's good. Mark Clayton is running it, and we all know how good he is and how passionate he is. I reckon he may even know more than you about racing. That's how good he is. So he's a
No
good
doubt
bloke.
about that.
Yeah. And you came on afterwards and reviewed the Wanganui meeting, and it's just really good. Jamie Richards came on, and
Clint Isdale, he was good listen.
yeah, he was really good. Good stories. Yeah, he mentioned the stories about Ryan
Arquette.
Yeah, what was that story he mentioned?
Oh, I looked it up actually. I think it was the 28th of November 2001. We got a tip for a first starter that was paying about $20-something. Also went on to win about 11 races, called Double RB. Had its first start at Tauranga, $28, and it won by a length and a half. And he weighed in light.
Oh,
He had a spew or something around at the start or something.
oh,
So needless to say, you never got that price again. But yeah, that's one of those stories.
Yeah.
Brings back memories, not great ones. But no, so the technologically challenged amongst us, of which there are a few, it's not too hard to find. Obviously, you can't just turn on your radio and tune into a frequency. You need to download the Boys Get Paid app via your Play Store or Google Play or whatever.
Yep.
And then it's pretty simple from there. It's got your notifications turned on and you can listen, and it's good stuff. It's like the old days, isn't it? It's a good combination of fun and informative radio and with a lot of passion. So
Yeah.
both Saturday morning, there's a preview show 10 till 12, and Sunday morning, a review show 10 till 12. So if you haven't yet downloaded the BGP app, I strongly recommend you do.
I must just say, Dave. I mean, I'm really disappointed.
Well, say it then.
New Zealand Racing, they having no radio station. It's like the dumbest idea I've ever heard of. But Mark Clayton, I used to really enjoy. I mean, I haven't heard him on the Boys Get Paid, but he is so knowledgeable, and he comes across as a man who knows his racing, and he's a very good. He'd be a very good addition to any station.
Yeah, no, he's great.
Yeah, he's very good. He's very good with the people, and his contact work with all the trainers and owners and jockeys is just outstanding. So so that's a great choice, I think. Because I like listening to him.
I was having a conversation with someone within the TAB ranks, and what are we now? 6 months down, 5-6 months down of no radio, no papers, no on-course presenters, no this, no that. And the feedback is extremely clear of all the changes they made. The people are relatively accepting of most, bar one, and that's no radio. I wouldn't be surprised within 6 to 12 months if the radio's back. There you go. It's not a forlorn hope, put it that way. I'm not saying it's a certainty, but it's not a forlorn hope, because I guess the dust has settled. They kind of have a bit more of an idea of their business and the revenue streams and the like. So hopefully the radio does come back, and maybe they might just adopt a different style and those hosts that are helping out now to stay on board. So time will tell, I guess. But shall we move on, lads, to race 7 at Ellerslie tomorrow?
Just before we move on there, that BGP app, you can actually listen to those 2 programs, Saturday and Sunday programs, afterwards.
On the Love Racing website.
I wanted to hear what Jamie Richards said. I was doing something else. Went back later on and heard his comments about 3-year-old and Avantage, which is really good.
Yeah, so there, the full replays are on the Love Racing website on the main page there. Just scroll down a bit and you'll see them there. Might not be that good on the Saturday morning show.
Do you think that they could do more Love Racing?
More what?
do more,
A lot of
you know, do
information.
more interviews, do more, you know, just get out more information because, you know, we're an information business.
Uh, of course, we could always do more in any aspect of our lives, I guess, but I think they've improved. You know, they've got Neil's sectionals up there now. They've got other articles. They've got that form guide section.
They are planning more and more. So
Yeah.
Dan,
Yeah, I'd say, yes, they could do more, but they seem to be trending in the right direction, shall we say, Mark?
no, that's all we can ask for at the moment. Like I say, once they get their revenue stream sorted out, they'll know exactly what they can spend money on and not spend money on. Right, you mentioned race 7 Ellerslie tomorrow. It's good to see Ellerslie races back in action too. So a slow 8 track probably. A few
Okay.
showers around.
Good field this, the race 7, the 1400 Open, rating 95. Sherwood Forest, last season's Derby winner. Concert Hall won a Manawatu Cup. Two Illicit favourite in that Derby. Couple of hardened campaigners and Watch the Space and Battle Time.
Didn't we have a
And
big bet on Concert Hall?
Did we ever bet on
Manawatu Cup?
Concert Hall? Did we? I can't remember. Somewhere maybe.
In the Punters Club we backed it one.
Yeah, the Punters Club, yeah, and one especially, it's only race that we,
It was slow out and
yeah, we were coming back from, yeah.
No, that was at Hawke's Bay.
Oh, Hawke's Bay, oh, sorry.
That thing we backed of the big striding thing of Leo Malloy's got a share in it. Won the Hawke's Bay Cup. wasn't it?
Falar.
Falar,
That's
the last
sorry.
race at one, I think.
I think it's the last race at one, yeah.
Anyway, we digress.
We digress, yes.
So, Neil, I'm got the vibe from you that you're not too keen on the $3 favourite to Illicit.
Well, at $3, I thought that she tried okay. We know she can reel off a really quick sectional, but at $3 against these carrying 59 kgs, leave me out of that.
It's drawn 11.
But I think there's let's have a look here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 jumps races beforehand, hurdles and steeples. That track's going to be a bit chewed up, and I reckon they'll be getting off the fence well and truly by this time of day. And the wide draw for, let's bring it up here. Long race. First mistake today. The last, that's for sure. Right. Sweet Clementine. Really impressed with her. The way she won at Avondale, she just unleashed. And she's relishing her work. She won really well there. Then she got the kickback at Te Rapa. Then she came through and beat race rivals Nasha Riva and Battle Time last start. And she's drawn wide here, paying $13. So I thought, Andrew Calder, Richard Cullip, who's loving her work. I thought she's a great each way bet.
Yeah, well, funnily enough, the same ownership as Sherwood Forest. But yeah, different trainer, but same ownership. I can see To Illicit one it's maiden over 1400 at Ellerslie, but definitely you'd say it's a better over a bit more of a trip. I don't know. It has been working very well. I know that much. The Cambridge track spies that I am in contact with are very happy with how she's been working. But I can see 59, 1400 is not her best distance. You might have convinced me. I was nearly going to say we have a chocolate fish, but you might have convinced me maybe not to take that bet up.
What do you like?
Well, I do like To Illicit, but I think she's a good horse. But
Give me 3 lengths and I'll give you a chocolate fish.
Oh, come on.
Oh, 2.5 then.
Come on.
all right,
Good
then
enough,
you're
good
on
enough.
2.5 lengths.
2.5 lengths, 2.5 lengths, 2.6.
You're too
Yeah,
nice.
2
You're too
point-
nice, goat.
Takes out the draw.
2.55 lengths.
It takes out the draw.
Yeah,
Well, I got one that can beat you both of you, so
What?
go on
I
then.
like Watching Space. He's a gutsy horse. He's third up, drawn nicely, gets a 2 kilo claim. Good stats on the, everything points to him being a good solid each way dancer. So I'm quite like Watching Space.
I remember Neil tipping him in the Easter, and he ran
Yeah.
second or third at about 5s a place. You look at his course record, though. I wouldn't say it's great. 15 starts, 1 win, 2 placings.
Well, that's 3 times out of 15. That's not bad.
Yeah. His last win was just
Who is this clown that we've got on the show, Neil? The ratings are going to plummet.
His last win was not too long ago, nearly 2 years ago.
Oh, that doesn't make any difference these days. You know, as long as it wins on the day, that's all that matters.
143 starts ago,
Yeah.
of October
Oh,
2018.
he
Written by Darren Dennis.
yeah. I think the 10 kilo claim 57. It's rock hard fit, third up. You know, distance and distance stats are a lot better than the course stats.
He's
if you wanna
not
look
a
that up-
big horse,
Yeah,
so
if you want to look that up.
the weight will help.
Yeah, I think I just think it's a good price. I mean, I don't want to bar it to illicit. I think it might. You know, why would you want to have it a us the first up? Because there looks to be a bit of pace. Watch the space. Will go forward. Iraqi Overlord. So there's a few there that'll go forward, and so yeah.
Okay.
Interesting race. I don't think we've made it any easier for the punters after all of that.
Sorry.
We've probably ruled out 3 there. We've reduced the field down to about a field of 12 now that we've ruled out those 3.
Makes it easy, wouldn't it? Rightio. Now, last week's question for Chelsea, what was the name of the horse that she rode in her first win at Waipukurau?
Yep, and she
What?
told me, and I think you knew the answer anyway, Neil, it was Lady Giraffe.
Yep.
How many correct answers?
7 correct. Give me use the guest selector.
My lucky number's 5, so we'll go 5.
Pedro, redraw.
Oh, it's a rort.
Friggin' rort.
Pedro must be good.
Pedro? We'll give it to Pedro. Jesus Christ. Okay, Pedro. I'll let you pick up Pedro. Text me, let me know the multi. And I'll put it on for you tomorrow.
Just go to just put the Warriors in there. $2.30. You can't go wrong, Pedro.
How about we've talked up Ellerslie today. I've got an I quite like these old style questions. They seem to bring out the real racing nuts in our listenership. So we're going to go back to one of the classic Ellerslie races, the 1977 Easter Handicap. And a horse called Grey Way won that race. I think you were there this day, Neil.
I was there up in the public stand looking.
Celebrating your 40th birthday, I think it was.
Just a cheap blow.
You break it up. I can't.
Who ran second to Grey Way in the 1977 Easter Handicap? Text or email your answers through to Neil by Tuesday night, and you could be in the draw, but you will not be in the draw if your name is Pedro.
Right, yeah.
Great race.
It was.
Yeah.
You weren't there, you weren't even born. Oh, no, you were.
I was 16 years old. You were 42.
Pro at paulpro.co.nz or 027 352 6402. Make it by Tuesday night. That'll give you time to get over the roads, get them fresh. Right.
Well, should we talk about the Warriors now? We might as well. He's brought it up 2 or 3 times. Come on, get on your soapbox and tell us why the Warriors will be beating Cronulla on Sunday night.
Before we talk about what did you think about bloody sending off last week?
Oh, good one.
Sinbinning.
The send off was
Totally justified.
totally justified. The sin-binning of Jazz Tavona was just a joke, and it's been proven to be a joke. But we live with that as per normal. And Wade Graham and that Toby Rudolph, the one who signed a deal with the Warriors and decided to renege. Well, Wade Graham should have got at least 3 or 4 weeks of that, and Toby Rudolph should have got at least 3 or 4 weeks, and he got off in early guilty plea. But that's normal being a Warriors supporter. All the ones that don't love the Warriors, like you two noggins.
No, I'm enjoying them, but
it's just normal for a Warriors supporter. This happens every week to us.
So, is the ref going to allow the Warriors to win this week? Because whenever the Warriors lose, it's never their fault. It's always the ref's fault.
Well, the referee from last week has been stood down. The touch judges have been stood down, and the video referee has been stood down.
So,
because they got it so wrong.
You told us that it happens every week, so every ref must be against the Warriors because it's never
the
Warriors' fault. Why can't the Warriors fans sometimes say we weren't good enough, we're not blaming the refs, but every time they lose, it's because of the refs?
Yeah, what planet do you come from?
Not going to happen. It's not going to happen.
You're a Warriors supporter for life. There's the naysayers, and there's always the ones that.
So as the goat said, is the referee going to allow the Warriors to win this week?
I don't know who the ref is, but I don't think it'll make any difference because I think Cronulla are bad. And they've lost two of their best players.
Rightio.
And the last odds I saw were, I think the Warriors are paying $2.34.
230 head to head.
Yeah, and I'd be going Warriors 13 plus because I think we've had a good break. You know, we got the two Parramatta boys back, Jennings and Alvaro. They get Sean Johnson back. He's a Warriors reject. Who cares? You know, so it all points to us. I think we've got a lot to play for. We win this. We're one game out of the finals. Remember that, boys? With 2 games to go. So
$5.50. Warriors 13 plus.
Yeah,
$5.50.
Yeah, I'll be getting into that. They've played well for the last 6 weeks, and this could be their big game. And if they put authority on this, we've got a good chance.
Well, it's a must-win game, isn't it?
Oh
You
yeah,
have to win.
yeah.
Okay, so 5.50, 13 plus. See, I think you're dreaming, but you never know. So, stranger things have happened.
RTS is back in, you know.
Now he is playing
Golden
well. I
ball.
admit that.
Yeah.
He's playing very well.
Yeah, so I just think the whole organisation is they all like each other. I distinctly remember Ricky Stewart saying when Canberra went on their big run last year, he said they all like each other, they all get along, they all go out with each other, and the Warriors are forced to do that now. So you know they all get along with each other, and they're playing in Australia. And there's no travel fatigue. So
Yeah.
you've heard it here
Fair
first.
call. All right.
So the big question is the referee friends with the Warriors?
I honestly don't think we're going to have to worry about the referee this week.
That's good.
It's going to be the first week in the entire history of the Warriors where the ref won't decide the outcome. The players will.
You're such a naysayer, Leo. Such a naysayer. Is there anything positive about the Warriors you can think of?
No. I'll give you a real sports bet this weekend.
Yeah, this is the one we've been waiting for.
I'm very bullish on this. I
Very
can't
good.
believe the odds. These odds have to crash, especially when the teams get named, because I've been keeping a very close eye on various social media accounts, and it would not surprise me if Taranaki, who are playing Bay of Plenty in the first round of the Mitre 10 Cup, is Mitre 10 or ITM? Mitre 10, isn't it? Yeah, Mitre 10 Cup. $1.87 against Bay of Plenty. I expect them to name a very strong side that could well include one Bowden Barrett, will include Geordie Barrett, will include basically a super rugby forward pack, all players having played for Super Rugby, maybe bar one. So I think against an understrength Bay of Plenty side who won't have Sam Cane, that Taranaki at $1.87 at home, I know there's no crowds, will be winning this game. So that's an early Christmas present from the bookies, lads. Get on.
Right, yeah.
Very good.
I'm on. Right, okay. Now, stump the goat. 10 quick-fire questions, all about Ellerslie. You ready?
Oh, well, I'm feeling the pressure. Go on then.
Okay. Which famous New Zealand racehorses are buried at Ellerslie Racecourse? A, Sunline Bone Crusher. B, Bone Crusher Farlap. C, Bone Crusher Kiwi.
A, Sunline Bone Crusher.
Correct. What year was the Auckland Cup first contested? A, 1908. B, 1935. C, 1874. I reckon we'll get him here.
We were born about then, so.
What was, sorry, an email just came in and it interrupted me. C was 1874. Yeah, it'd have to be C, wouldn't it?
Yep. Well done.
Good guess.
Okay. On which race day was the Auckland Cup race first run? On which race day was the Auckland Cup race first run?
Yeah.
A, Auckland Cup Day. B, Boxing Day. C, New Year's Day.
On which race day was the? Oh,
It's a weird question.
The Auckland Cup race first run.
well,
Which race day? Yeah.
Yeah.
Which day was the Auckland Cup?
well, it
first
was
run?
first run on Boxing Day.
Yeah, correct. Yeah. It was a strange
Well, I was
question, wasn't it?
Yeah.
We had the three doing well. I reckon you get.
Don't say it. Don't go the early crow.
Here's a tough one. Who won the 2020 edition of the Auckland Cup?
Roger that.
Half of the top of the Auckland Cup, correct. No multi-choice there. Phase one. The $1 Million Karaka Million 2-year-old is one of the richest races in New Zealand. Who won the inaugural race in 2006? I think you know.
Vincent Mangano.
You're right. Yeah.
You got Google.
This might.
No, I haven't.
He knows, but he won't do it.
We've asked that question before on here. Vinnie Colgan wrote it. Came from
Yeah, we have,
last.
yeah.
Or drew the. I think it came from last.
Half time, you're travelling well. Ellerslie Racecourse has even been visited by royalty. During the Royal Tour in 1953-54, which Royal joined us on course for the Boxing Day races?
Queen Elizabeth II.
Correct. 7. This might get you. 7. Ellerslie Racecourse was home to the first automatic something in the world.
Tote.
Yep. 8.
This is tough.
Is this the one you got wrong?
No, even I could get this wrong.
New Zealand Derby is one of the most sought after races on the calendar for owners, trainers, etc. Who is the most successful jockey with 6 wins to their name?
We've already mentioned him, Vinnie Colgan.
9, going for 9 out of 10. Ellerslie, the last one might get him, I think. Ellerslie is home to both the richest race day and the richest racing carnival in New Zealand. Which are they? A, the Bloodstock Karaka Million and Christmas Carnival. B, the New Zealand Bloodstock Karaka Million and Auckland Cup Week. C, the Vodafone Derby and Auckland Cup Week.
B.
Correct. Last one.
No pressure.
This might get him. This will get him. 10. Last one. Is the Great Northern Steeplechase the A, longest race in Australasia, B, the richest steeplechase in New Zealand, C, all of the above?
C.
Oh, you got it. Good point. Yeah, no, well done. They're easy questions.
Yeah, Google.
Which one did you get wrong?
Oh, I got the last one wrong.
Did he?
Yeah, but he was thinking of Australasian.
Yeah.
It's just Australasian.
Because they put an Australasian, but you're obviously very smart. That's why they call you the GOAT.
We were hoping that Australasian might throw you too, but no, it didn't throw you. Very good.
I think I'm picking those questions were from Craig Baker on the Ellerslie website. Would be
They
my
were,
pick.
aren't they?
Not that I'd seen them before.
No, they're good questions. Good questions. Right, Ellerslie tomorrow, 4 good jumps races. I won't be touching on those, but the 4 flat races look pretty good. And I'm pretty keen on the 5th race, actually. Anything
Here's
else
a bit-
to mention?
An incentive to get this podcast up and loaded on your site early. Back a horse today at Hara called Beyond the Fort. Trialled up very well. We did tip it on the radio on Sunday, but has had 2 jump outs in a trial now, and it's absolutely flying. Remember, it ran second in the Oaks as a 3-year-old. I think it'll be winning about race 8 or whatever it is in Hara. $4 something, $4.40, something like that.
Actually, is good because inside should be off by that time of day, so it's not a bad field though. There's a couple of handy ones there, but no, she's good, isn't she?
We'll see what sort of judge we are.
Can I just ask a question?
No, it takes a bit one for what is it?
Because you used to, evidently have racing minds. Humidor last week. How good was that?
That was great, wasn't it?
Chris Waller, how good is the guy? It's just incredible, isn't it?
He's a freak. He is a freak.
Yeah.
It was great to see. And wasn't there a lot of chat on different social media sites that they should retire Humidor, and it's cruel that they've kept running them? And hey, we didn't do our brickbats and bouquets, Neil. We didn't talk about Kieran McAnulty.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll mention that because on Boys Get Paid, if you haven't seen it, have a look. It's got a Facebook recording of Kieran McAnulty, the Labour MP for Wairarapa, is it?
Yep.
And just going through why he thought New Zealand racing should be going to Labour. Well, the Labour should be, why he should be a Labour racing minister. He got a good case for it, I thought. And from the mere fact that he's been a bookie before, he knows racing inside out better than Winston Peters and anybody else. And and he's a bloody good bloke. Yeah. Did you hear it? Did you watch it?
I listened to it. Yeah, I was there commenting away. He loves his sharing. I don't know if you remember. He used to come on the radio back on the old Saturday morning sports show and tip out a few shearers, especially around the time of the Golden Shears. But
Didn't
no,
he start, yeah, didn't he start that? I can remember McAnulty coming on and saying, get into the golden shares, and they brought in the competition, the odds, and he
yep.
really was a major driving force behind that, wasn't he?
He told us on the podcast that the turnover on sharing went from $3,000 a year to $60,000 a year, which
That's
I know
right,
it's not
yeah.
big, but hey, it still gives people an interest. Yeah, I think it's you want someone that kind of really does understand the industry
Yeah.
and is passionate about it, and maybe looking at it more from a punting side of things. The better is the person who does ultimately fund a lot of the industry. Without punting, there'd be no owners, you'd have to say, because they wouldn't be racing just for ribbons. So, yeah, I think he'd be a good racing minister, I have to say.
Oh, definitely. No, it'd be terrific. So it's worth watching, especially if you're involved in racing and your income relies on racing. It's worth watching to get that information and how he views how the TAB should go, how the whole thing works, as opposed to using the corporates. Really interesting. Basically, he said, with that New Zealand TAB, we do give about $10 million from our profits to local New Zealand sports, basketball, cricket, tennis. They all
Baseball.
rely on that income.
Yeah.
And not very well known that amongst the public. Yeah.
Oh, well, we've got a great weekend ahead of us, gents. We sit back and watch the Warriors win 13 plus on Sunday night.
We want to see.
Is this man staying at your place for the weekend, Neil? Will he still be around on Sunday night, and we can give him a bit of grief if it doesn't come off?
We could actually. No.
Well, I can't see your point because we're going to win.
Yeah. No, he's up here to see his granddaughter, actually.
My granddaughter, Ivy.
Oh,
My son
really?
sired a beautiful daughter and has now asked that mother to his girlfriend to marry him, and she said yes.
Is that Richard?
Yeah.
Oh,
He's
cool.
getting married.
Yeah, beautiful.
No, I live in Nelson and I come up, whenever I can, and I have much more incentive to come up now, not to see him, but to see my granddaughter now.
First grandchild?
Yes.
Oh,
Well,
better.
first grandchild, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Excellent.
yeah, she's lovely. You want to see a photo?
Really cute. Yeah. Anyway, everyone have a great weekend. Good punting, and we'll catch up with you next
We're
week.
doing the brick whips? Bouquets?
Yeah, did it with Bakano. You got something heavy?
Oh.
Who's your brick bat?
Well, no, it's actually a question. I see that New Zealand Racing had a major clean out, and and just wondered, they kept one guy, Glenn, someone I think it was, and they got rid of everyone else, which they said they were going to do. And I just wondered what everyone's thoughts was on that.
No, Glenn Saville leaves the building on the 20th of November.
Okay. Is it? Oh, yeah. Oh, well, no, I think we can look forward to a great year of racing once things get settled down there. I think, what's his name?
Dean McKenzie.
Dean McKenzie. He's got a new.
He's going too, though.
Eventually. He's not going to. I think
Don't bet on it. Don't bet on that just quietly.
That's all right. Well,
we'll see. Time will tell. Hey, I guess you got to give these new people a chance.
Yep.
Sam Moncur, Jessica Meach, I think. Hey, let's just hope that we don't make the same mistakes over and over again of the past, that we've kind of hopefully have learnt, and the industry will not suffer accordingly. But like in all things, time will tell.
Well, let's hope that we now have a racing minister, hopefully, because if Labor get in, he'll definitely be the racing minister, and he knows racing, and he will encourage racing. And with the new people come in, and hopefully the research has been done properly, and they're just not hangers on and just want to be there for the checks. So they actually take an interest in your generation and want to expand it, because as we all know, it's a fantastic industry,
I tell you, we're getting a bit off topic here, but what the racing industry needs to do, both in Australia in reality, is, so if you've got an account with Ladbrokes or Sportsbet or whatever, you can take a quaddie. You can spend $300 on the Melbourne quaddie on a Saturday, right? And you do that through your Ladbrokes account. that money doesn't go into the actual pool. They just pay out if you crack the quaddie. They just pay whatever the dividend is on the tote. But ultimately, you're not seeing these. The pools are just getting diluted because actually people betting on the quaddie, their money isn't going into the pool. To me, that's a no-brainer. If you could just stop those corporates taking bets on quaddies, and they can only take fixed odds bets, etc., that would make a difference. I'm picking. There's been a bit of chat about that on different websites, but to me, that's a no-brainer.
Yeah, that as a no-brainer. Yeah.
Yeah, but there's so much that can be done. Yeah, hey, I think latest markets have Labor about $1.05 to win the election, and time will tell whether they will govern alone or will need the help of others, but chances are they won't. So I'd say Mr. McAnulty will be getting his call up, and he'll be the man in charge, and we'll have a racing minister that is actually really trying to achieve something, and it's not just one of those portfolios that you kind of pull out every couple of months and go, I better dust something off here and look like I'm doing something. He'll be very passionate, so that would be a good thing.
Well, he used to be employed by the TAB, and now he's going to be overseeing his employers, ex-employers. So it's going to be really interesting to see how it all plays out.
Absolutely.
I hope you got on well with him while you were working there, because I wouldn't fancy your chances.
Hey, I could. He used to be in my golf tipping comp, and we always had a bit of banter over the golf tipping. He loves all his sport. We won't talk about this year's golf tipping comp, will we, Mark? We know who's winning that.
Oh, Neil. Who is it?
Hanging on by the skin of his teeth. Anyway, right. Have a good weekend, chaps, and go the Warriors.
Nice to catch up, the goat. You know, good to see that you've aged gracefully in the last time since I saw you.
That's why I kept the hat on.
The Karaka on, yeah. Looking forward to the Karaka Millions too.
Oh, that's going to be great. There's only one Opie Bison. That's going to be a great song. That is.
If you can get up for that night to Auckland, obviously, you know, surely we'll be out of level 2 by then, but I guess you never know. But if you can, that is a great race night and a great room to be a part of if you want to be part of Boys Get Paid's room up the top there. I think we've talked about this before, but 67-year-old ladies saying that they've attended races for 40 years and that's the best race meeting they've ever been to in their life. So there's some atmosphere, that's for sure.
I'm looking forward to that. Yeah. Okay, everyone, have a great weekend.